Example D. This is our final example of our equation of a circle examples. It says to, given the endpoints of a diameter, find the equation of the circle. Given the endpoints of a diameter. So the diameter we know goes right through the middle of a circle, right? I've been given the endpoints. I've been given 2 points on the end. Not the center this time, but the endpoints. You might be asking yourself, why did we have to go back over the midpoint and the distance formula? Ms. Jones, why are they still up on the wall? This is why. If I've been given the endpoints and I want to write the equation of a circle, the equation of the circle needs the center and the radius, right? The center is the midpoint of the diameter. The center is the midpoint of the diameter. The center of the circle is the midpoint of the diameter. I was told if I say it 3 times, you'll remember. That being said, I need to do the midpoint formula to find the center. So I will do the midpoint formula with these 2 points. So say this is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. Remember the midpoint formula was, well, it's up there on the wall where we add up our x's, divide by 2. We add up our y's and divide by 2. So it would be the 12 plus the 4, right? It's the average of the x's, and then the 8 plus the 6. Right, those are my 2 y's, y1, y2. 12 plus 4 is 16 divided by 2. That's going to give me 8. 8 plus 6 is 14 divided by 2. That's going to give me 7. This 8, 7 is my center. It's the middle of the diameter, which is my center of the circle. So that is my center. That is my center. That is my H and my K. All right, whenever we do the equation of the circle, we need the H, the K, and the R. The R. The radius is just half of the diameter, right? The radius is the distance from the center to an endpoint. The radius is the distance from the center to an endpoint. The radius is the distance, you see it coming? The distance formula. It's the distance from the center to a point somewhere on the circle. All right, that's key. So I need to use the distance formula. I'm going to use the center and any old point. It doesn't matter if I use the first point or the second point, doesn't matter. But let's go from the center to a point. I'm going to go with the second one. Why not? And I'm going to put that into the distance formula. So let me erase what I have here because I only have a very little board. All right, the distance formula, again, is still up there. That's what we did on Monday. It was the square root, and I like to set it up and then fill in my blanks. So I have the square root, my parentheses, subtraction, squared, plus, there's always a plus in the middle. It looks just like the equation of a circle, doesn't it? Except with the square root over top of it. So the radius is the distance from the center to a point. Let's start with 8. We can say the 8, take away the 4, the x's go together, so we'll say 8, and then the 4, and 7, and then the 6. Make sure that you don't make a circle. I can't say 8 minus 4 and then 6 minus 7. This is not a circular type thing, even though it is a circle. So 8 minus the 4. If I start down here, I need to start here. 8 minus the 4, and then the 7 minus the 6. Your x's go together and your y's go together. You can follow the formula. You can call this x1, y1, and this x2, y2. If so, we would be following exactly with the formula. All right, so 8 minus 4 is just a 4 squared, plus 7 minus 6 is just a 1 squared. That's is going to be a 16 plus a 1, which is going to give me the square root of 17. Now what I was finding, remember, was the radius. The radius was the distance from the center to the point. If that is my r, then r squared would just be the square root of 17 squared, which would cancel and leave me with just a 17. Okay, let's finish this up. This means that my equation, which is what they asked for in the first place, I wanted to find the equation of the circle. X minus my h squared plus y minus my k squared, and it's going to equal my r squared. All right, my h was 8. My k was 7. And my r squared was 17. There's my equation. All right, that looked like a lot. Let's do it faster. Less explanation now. D2. I've got 9, 14, 3, negative 10. These are the two endpoints. I need to find the middle. That'll be the center of my circle. So if I want to find the middle, I want to use that midpoint formula up there. So I'm going to add up my x's. They are 9 and 3. 9 plus 3 divided by 2. That'll find the middle of the x's. The middle of the y's would be the 14 plus the negative 10, or you could just say 14 minus 10 divided by 2. So 9 plus 3 gives me 12 over 2. 14 plus negative 10 is like 14 take away 10, which would just be a 4 over 2. So that leaves me with a 6, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, and that is my center. Therefore, that is my h and my k. That is my h and my k. All right, now to find the radius, I'm going to do the distance formula. I will do the distance formula. I will fill in my numbers. I'm going to go with, you've got to use the center. I'm just going to go with the second one. Again, it doesn't matter which one you use. So if I started with the 6 and I took away the 3, I have 6 and we're subtracting 3. Then I need to start at the bottom 2 and I will take away a negative 10. If I take away a negative, that is a plus. All right, we'll just simplify this. 6 minus 3 is just 3 squared plus 2 plus 10. And here gives me a 12 squared. All right, that's going to be a 9 and 144. So that gives me the square root of 153 in there. Right, that was just plain old r, so that means that r squared would just get rid of the square root, right? If I square this and I square this, then I'm just left with 153. And now that I have all my parts, I can go ahead and write the equation of the circle in standard form. So x minus blank squared plus y minus blank squared, and this is going to be where my r squared goes. Okay, my h was 6, my k was 2, and my r squared from over here from our distance formula was 153. And that is our answer. D3 is a star. That is our lesson for today. I hope you understood.